You ever notice how some students look like they're cheating at life? They study less, they look relaxed, they sleep well, and somehow, they still score higher than everyone who studies twice as long. Here's the crazy part. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not some secret genius gene. It's because over 80% of students are studying the wrong way. Not ineffective, not outdated, scientifically wrong. Meanwhile, top students aren't doing more. They're using brain-aligned systems nobody ever taught us in school. Today, you're going to learn 7 proven brain hacks that make studying feel almost unfair, like you've unlocked some academic cheat code. And trust me, Hack 7 and the bonus hack are the ones that make most people say, "I can't believe no one taught me this sooner." Let's upgrade your system. Hack number 1, active recall. If you've ever read an entire chapter, felt confident, and then completely blanked during the exam, active recall will change your life. Active recall is the most scientifically supported memory technique ever discovered, and yet almost no student uses it correctly. Most people try to memorize by pushing information in, reading, highlighting, copying notes. But your brain doesn't store information that way. It stores information by pulling it out. Think about it like going to the gym. You don't get stronger by watching someone lift weights. You get stronger when you lift the weight yourself. Active recall works the same way. Here's the simple version. Step 1. Study for 3 to 5 minutes. Step 2. Close the book. Step 3. Write or say everything you remember. Step 4. Check what you missed. That tiny struggle you feel, the blank moments, the hesitations. That's your brain building memory pathways. When I first learned this technique, I tried it for my biology class. Normally, it took me 2 hours to learn a chapter. Using active recall, it took 30 minutes, and I remembered it a week later without rereading. And now that you can lock knowledge in, let's talk about how to make it stick for the long term. Hack 2. Spaced repetition. The 3-day lock system. Here's something school never told you. You don't forget because you're lazy. You forget because of the forgetting curve. After just 1 day, your brain can lose almost 70% of what you studied. That's why cramming all night barely works. Spaced repetition fixes this by reviewing at the exact moments your memory is fading. Think of it like watering a plant. Not too early, not too late. Just right. Here's the simple 3-day lock system. Day 1. Learn it. Day 3. Review it for 2 minutes. Day 7. Do a quick recall. That's it. This tiny loop keeps information alive for weeks, without stress or long study hours. One of my students used this method for vocabulary. Instead of trying to memorize 50 words at once, she followed the 3-day lock. 2 weeks later, she remembered almost all of them. No cramming needed. Now that your memory is stronger, let's upgrade your focus. Hack number 3. Pomodoro Deep Focus Method. You've stabilized your memory. Now it's time to sharpen your focus. A lot of students think studying for 6 or 8 hours straight makes them productive. They sit at their desk all day, stare at the same pages, and call it hard work. But the truth is simple. Your brain isn't built for long, non-stop study sessions. Your brain works best in short, intense bursts. Just like a sprinter, not a marathon runner. That's why Pomodoro 2.0 works so well. Here's the upgraded version. 40 minutes of deep focus. 10 minutes to stretch, breathe, walk, or reset. Repeat this cycle 2 or 3 times. Then take a longer break. This isn't about discipline or forcing yourself to sit still. It's about biology. Your brain can only hold high-quality concentration for a limited window. When you study in these focused sprints, 2 things happen. First, you avoid burnout. Studying no longer feels exhausting. Second, you get more done in less time because each 40-minute block is pure, undistracted focus. Hack number 4. The one-page mapping method. Most students feel overwhelmed because everything they study is trapped in long paragraphs. Your brain gets lost. You can't see the structure. You don't know what matters. Everything starts blending together. A mind map fixes that instantly. Here's how it works. Take one topic, write it in the center of a blank page. Draw no more than 5 branches. Add 1 to 3 keywords on each branch. Use simple icons or tiny shapes instead of long sentences. What you're doing is giving your brain a bird's eye view of the entire chapter. You see the layout in seconds. You see how ideas connect. You see what's important and what supports it. Suddenly, the chapter doesn't feel heavy anymore. It feels organized. It feels clear. And when you come back to study the details, everything feels familiar. Almost like your brain already knows where each idea belongs. Students who struggle with dense textbooks often say this method feels like cheating because it turns chaos into clarity and cuts study time nearly in half. Once you can see the big picture, you're ready for the next hack, the one that helps you understand ideas at a deeper, more meaningful level. Hack number 5. The Feynman technique. There's a simple truth about learning. You don't really understand something until you can explain it clearly. That's the heart of the Feynman technique. Here's how it works in real life. Take any concept you're trying to learn and explain it as if you're talking to a child, someone who needs the simplest version possible. Use everyday words, short sentences, no technical terms to hide behind. Very quickly, you'll feel where your understanding falls apart. Maybe you hesitate. Maybe you ramble. Maybe the explanation suddenly gets messy. Those uncomfortable moments reveal the exact pieces you haven't mastered yet. Then you return to your notes, learn those parts again, and try the explanation one more time. Each round makes the idea cleaner, simpler, and easier to remember. I once used this method to learn electric fields in physics. I tried explaining it to my younger brother. Within seconds, I realized how much I thought I understood, but didn't. After simplifying it twice, the whole chapter finally made sense, not just in my memory, but in my mind. That's the power of this technique. It forces your brain to organize ideas into a structure that's clear, simple, and impossible to forget. And once you can explain anything simply, you're ready for the next hack, the one that helps you absorb information even faster from the very start. Hack number 6. SQ3R reading method. SQ3R is one of the oldest and most reliable study methods taught in universities and military academies. It stands for survey, question, read, recite, review. Here's what it looks like in practice. Survey. You scan the headings, subheadings, diagrams, and summaries. This gives your brain a roadmap. Question. Turn those headings into questions. Your brain becomes curious, and curiosity increases memory. Read. Now read to find the answers to those questions. This gives your reading purpose. Recite. Close the book and summarize what you just learned in your own words. Review. Come back later and scan everything again. Using SQ3R, a 30-page chapter no longer feels overwhelming. Your brain sees structure, patterns, and meaning, not just walls of text. But even with the best methods, none of this works if your brain is overstimulated. And that brings us to one of the most powerful hacks of all. Hack number 7. Dopamine detox reset. You don't have a focus problem. You have a dopamine problem. Every time you check your phone, scroll TikTok, open Instagram, watch a short, your brain gets a tiny hit of dopamine. Those tiny hits raise your baseline, and suddenly, normal studying feels painfully boring. This is why even smart students can't focus for more than 5 minutes. Their brains are overdosed on stimulation. A dopamine detox resets everything. 15 to 30 minutes before studying. No social media, no short-form content, no music with lyrics. Put your phone somewhere out of reach. This downshifts your dopamine back to baseline, so studying becomes natural again, not a fight. Many students say this single change doubled their focus instantly. And now, let's finish with the organizational hack that ties every method together. Bonus hack. Traffic light study system. This system is used by academic coaches to help students avoid overwhelm. Here's how it works. List every topic you need to prepare. Mark each one with a color. Green. You understand it clearly. Yellow. You understand half of it. Red. You're completely lost. Now follow the rule. Spend 80% of your study time on yellow and red. Spend 20% reinforcing green. This prevents you from wasting time on things you already know. It forces you to tackle weaknesses directly, and it gives you a clear roadmap for the entire week. Students who use this method often say their stress drops immediately because they finally know exactly what to do next. So now you've seen the full system. Not random hacks you forget tomorrow, but real science-backed methods that top students use every day. If you want your studying to feel easier, if you want your brain to actually remember, you don't need more hours. You need better systems. So here's your next move. Pick just one of these methods and put it into action tonight. One small upgrade is enough to shift your entire routine, because if your system stays the same, your results stay the same. And remember, you don't need to cheat the exam. You just need to outgrow your old study habits. I'll see you in the next one. And before you go, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to support the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video.